Welcome to The Explainer. If you're a wireless tech, you know the feeling all too well. Those phantom disconnects, the mysteriously slow speeds that drive everyone crazy. Well, today, we're going to turn you into a radio frequency detective. We are cracking the case of RFI. That's radio frequency interference, using a super practical, step-by-step field guide.
Now, our game plan for this whole investigation comes straight from the pros. We're diving deep into Appendix C of a detailed report from the RFI detectives, who are a specialized group inside Virtualization Options LLC. You can think of this as their official handbook, boiled down for us techs who need to find problems and fix them, like yesterday.
So, here's our case file for today. First, we're going to profile our main suspect, this unseen enemy called RFI. Then, we'll get our diagnostic toolkit ready. After that, the hunt is on. We're going to track the source systematically. And finally, we'll talk about how to take it down and, even better, how to build a network that's tough enough to prevent future crimes.
Okay, first things first. Every detective has to know their jurisdiction, right? For us, that's the ISM bands, the industrial, scientific, and medical frequencies. You've got to think of this as the battlefield where your wireless signals are fighting to survive every single day.
So, what are the ISM bands? Imagine a giant public park that's totally unlicensed. Anybody and everybody can show up and do their thing. That's your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, but it's also your neighbor's baby monitor and the microwave in the break room. The only rule really comes from the FCC, and it basically says every device just has to put up with interference from every other device. It is, for sure, a total free-for-all.
And that brings us to our lineup of usual suspects. On one hand, you've got the obvious ones, what we call intentional radiators. These are the devices meant to be on the airwaves, like your Wi-Fi access points. But the really tricky ones, the real villains of our story, are the unintentional radiators. These are things that are just spewing out RF noise as a side effect. We're talking about leaky microwave ovens, failing electric motors, even cheap, junky power supplies. These things are the silent assassins of your network.
All right, now that we've got a handle on the crime scene, it's time to gear up. You know, a detective is really only as good as their tools. And in the world of RFI, that means having the right diagnostic equipment to actually see the invisible clues.
So let's break down the clues your tools are going to give you. Your analyzer software, that gives you the bird's eye view. Signal strength, or RSSI, tells you how loud your devices are shouting. But here's the absolute most critical piece of evidence, the signal-to-noise ratio, or SNR. See, a really strong signal means nothing if it's getting drowned out by a ton of background noise. A low SNR, even when you have great signal strength, that, my friends, is the smoking gun. It points directly to interference.
With our toolkit ready to go, the hunt officially begins. Now, this is not about random guesswork. This is a systematic process. Good detective work is all about being methodical, and that's exactly how we're going to track down and corner our source of RFI.
This three-step process is really the heart of the whole investigation. Step 1, you survey and map. Walk the entire area and pinpoint exactly where the problem zones are, where that noise floor is just way too high. Step 2, you isolate the variables. This is the fun part. You start turning potential culprits on and off one by one. Does the problem only pop up when a certain machine starts running? Bingo! And step 3, you analyze patterns over time. If your network completely falls apart every single day at noon, well, that microwave in the break room is looking pretty guilty.
So, you found the source. Case closed, right? Well, not quite. A good detective doesn't just point the finger, they neutralize the threat for good. So now we got to move into mitigation and management.
Okay, so here are your main tactics for fighting back. You always want to start with the simple, low-cost stuff, right? Try optimizing your Wi-Fi channel, or maybe just adjusting the power on your access points. But sometimes, for a really stubborn, noisy device, you might have to bring out the big guns, like RF shielding, to literally box in the interference. The whole goal is to use the right amount of force to solve the problem permanently.
You know, closing one case feels great, but the absolute best detectives, they prevent crimes from ever happening in the first place. So the final step here is to change our mindset, to go from being a reactive troubleshooter to a proactive defender of our network's health. Ultimately, what we're talking about is building a long-term defense strategy. And that means you're doing continuous spectrum monitoring. You're documenting every single incident so you can spot patterns. You're choosing hardware from vendors who actually care about this stuff and build in mitigation features. A resilient network isn't something you just set up once and forget about.
It's a living system, and it requires constant vigilance.
And that really brings us to the final hard truth for every RFI detective out there. The RF spectrum is always changing. New devices, new technologies, new sources of noise, they pop up every single day. So the question isn't if the next case is going to land on your desk, but when. And will you be ready to solve it?